Journalistic Studios, Surreal News Live. And wow, I had a few stories I wanted to do, and it seems as though Biden is currently announcing his vaccine mandates. Is that what's going on? Let me see here. It says watch live. Let me see.
As COVID-19 has been hitting this country hard.
Let me see here.
And that's just the beginning.
Okay, yeah, he just wrapped
We've
it
also
up.
now started a ship another.
Let's see here.
As COVID-19 has been hitting this country hard. We have the tools to combat the virus. If we can come together as a country and use those tools.
Hit that like button.
If we raise our vaccination rate, protect ourselves and others with masking, expanded testing, and identify people who are infected, we can and we will turn the tide on COVID-19. It'll take a lot of hard work. It's going to take some time. Many of us are frustrated with the nearly 80 million Americans who are still not vaccinated, even though the vaccine is safe, effective, and free. You might be confused about what is true and what is false about COVID-19.
Yeah, thanks to you.
So before I outline the new steps to fight COVID-19 that I'm going to be announcing tonight, let me give you some clear information about where we stand. First, we've made considerable progress in battling COVID-19. When I became president, about 2 million Americans were fully vaccinated. Today, over 175 million Americans have that protection. Before I took office, we hadn't ordered enough vaccine for every American. Just weeks in office, we did. The week before I took office on January 20th of this year, over 25,000 Americans died that week of COVID-19. Last week, that grim weekly toll was down 70%. And then 3 months before I took office, our economy was faltering, creating just 50,000 jobs a month. We're now averaging 700,000 new jobs a month in the past 3 months. This progress is real. But while America is much in better shape than it was 7 months ago when I took office, I need to tell you a second fact. We're in a tough stretch, and it could last for a while. Highly contagious Delta variant that I began to warn America about back in July spread late summer.
Okay, let me just take a quick pause right there and welcome everybody who joined me. Hit that like button, share, subscribe, all that jazz, folks. Comment down below, all that jazz. Let your voices be heard. This is the first I'm hearing about this. Joe Biden is currently, I guess, announcing his vaccine mandates. I guess it just ended, but I'm going to go ahead and go through the video. So if you guys already watched it, you don't have to stick around for that. I'm on live now, so I'm just pretty much going to, keep it pretty much light and roll with it. I got a few things that I wanted to cover. You guys, I'm pretty sure have already gleaned from the title. Jimmy Dore and Ivermectin, question mark. What's going on there? And the Vanguard is apparently for vaccine mandates, which leads perfectly into this. And I just heard about this, so I figured we'd go ahead and run through it. So let me go ahead and press play again, and we'll go ahead and see what Joe Biden has to say. If you don't want to stick around for this, I understand.
Like it did in other countries before us. While the vaccines provide strong protection for the vaccinated, we read about and hear about and we see the stories of hospitalized people on their deathbeds, among unvaccinated over the past few weeks. This is a pandemic of the unvaccinated. And it's...
Yo, aren't most people vaccinated? Most people are vaccinated, are they not? I think they said like 70% of people are fully, or at least had one shot or something like that. Am I wrong? I don't know. I thought that after a certain amount of people get vaccinated, we'd all be good. But I guess not. They will not stop until every single last person has got the jab.
Caused by the fact that despite America having unprecedented and successful vaccination program, despite the fact that for almost 5 months, free vaccines have been available in 80,000 different locations, we still have nearly 80 million Americans who have failed to get the shot. And to make matters worse, There are elected officials actively working to undermine the fight against COVID-19. Instead of encouraging people to get vaccinated and mask up, they're ordering mobile morgues for the unvaccinated dying from COVID in their communities. This is totally unacceptable. Third, if you wonder how all this adds up, here's the math. The vast majority of Americans are doing the right thing. Nearly 3/4 of the eligible have gotten at least one shot, but 1/4 has not gotten any. That's nearly 80 million Americans not vaccinated. And a country as large as ours, that's 25% minority. That 25% can cause a lot of damage, and they are.
So he's saying that amount of people can cause a lot of damage, but we already know that people that already got the jab can still spread the virus too. So I don't understand. Of course, I'm no doctor, folks. I don't know a lot about this stuff. I'm just a guy on YouTube making YouTube videos. But man, like let me continue.
The unvaccinated overcrowd our hospitals, are overrunning emergency rooms and intensive care units, leaving no room for someone with a heart attack or pancreatitis or cancer. And fourth, I want to emphasize that the vaccines provide very strong protection from severe illness from COVID-19. I know there's a lot of confusion and misinformation, but the world's leading scientists confirm that if you're fully vaccinated, your risk of severe illness from COVID-19 is very low. In fact, based on available data from the summer, only 1 out of every 160,000 fully vaccinated Americans was hospitalized for COVID per day. These are the facts.
That's what they're saying, but it seems like it's a lot more than what they're saying, right? It seems like it's a lot more than what they're saying, but I don't know.
So here's where we stand.
I mean, they didn't flip-flop and change their minds so many dang times with this virus and wearing masks and not to wear masks and this. It's like I can't even keep it anymore. And everybody proclaims to know for certain that this is the way. No sunlight kills it. No warm water kills it. I don't know. Who knows? Oh man, and who knows with the variants, the different variants going around. We got Delta, Omega, Sigma, Phi, Beta, Gamma. We got all these different variants that they naming them after Roman numerals and stuff. I can't keep count. I can't keep an account with all this stuff going on. And when you have so many different variants like this, let me get back to it. But when you have so many different variants like this, it makes people like me skeptical. It's like, come on now, like what? Come on now. Does anybody get regular sick anymore? When's the last time somebody just got the flu or the cold or like? Let me stop. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not against, vaccines or wearing masks. I still wear my mask, especially with all these new variants going around. It's like, I don't know what to trust anymore. I don't know who to trust, who to talk to, who to not talk to. It's getting crazy out here, folks. So yeah, I still wear my mask, especially when I go in grocery stores or crowded places, because I don't want the regular flu. I don't want the cold. I don't want nothing that nobody else got. Keep it all to yourselves, please. Keep it up. Wash your hands. I wish you well, but don't try to give it to me. And all these people on video coughing at people and deliberately trying to prove a point or by coughing on them and trying to make it, no, that's a quick way. That should be called assault. That's a quick way to, Let me continue.
Path ahead, even with the Delta variant, is not nearly as bad as last winter. But what makes it incredibly more frustrating is we have the tools to combat COVID-19, and a distinct minority of Americans, supported by a distinct minority of elected officials, are keeping us from turning the corner. These pandemic politics, as I refer to, are making people sick, causing unvaccinated people to die. We cannot allow these actions to stand in the way of protecting the large majority of Americans who have done their part. I want to get back to life as normal. As your president, I'm announcing tonight a new plan to require more Americans to be vaccinated to combat those blocking public health. My plan also increases testing, protects our economy, and will make our kids safer in schools. It consists of 6 broad areas of action and many specific measures in each that each of those actions you can read more about in whitehouse.gov. Whitehouse.gov. The measures, these are going to take time to have full impact. But if we implement them, I believe, and the scientists indicate, that the months ahead we can reduce the number of unvaccinated Americans, decrease hospitalizations and deaths, and allow our children to go to school safely and keep our economy strong by keeping businesses open. First.
Man, at this point, I'm about to just get vaxxed just to shut everybody up. Like, look, I got it. All right, fine. I got it. Thank you. Fine. We're all safe, right? Not. Exactly, because we can still catch it and we can still get severe symptoms. And they'll call it a breakthrough case, even though there's a lot of breakthroughs happening, it seems like, right? Man, they're not going to stop until they get everybody. They are not going to stop.
We must increase vaccinations among the unvaccinated with new vaccination requirements. Nearly 80 million eligible Americans who have not gotten vaccinated. Many said they were waiting for approval from the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA. Well, last month, the FDA granted that approval.
The same FDA that granted approval for cigarettes, right? That's the same FDA that approved that stuff. I don't know.
So, the time for waiting is over. This summer, we made progress through the combination of vaccine requirements and incentives, as well as the FDA approval.
Bribery.
4 million more people got their first shot in August than they did in July. But we need to do more. This is not about freedom or personal choice.
It sure
it's
isn't.
About protecting yourself and those around you, the people you work with, the people you care about.
Hold on, I want to read this comment because it looks like a good comment, and you got the same name as my mother. So, Cynthia Johnson says, I got the job under the belief they would shut up. I think you meant the jab under the belief they would shut up. They didn't relax and they didn't shut up. Nothing is going to calm these people down. Best to just ignore them. That should be jab, not. Okay, yeah, I got you. Thank you, Cynthia, for the comment. Yeah, I feel you.
People you love.
For people to get annoyed that I keep stopping, I'm sorry. I just feel like I have to interject with my little bit of 2 cents every now and again. Otherwise, I'll forget my points because I forget stuff easily. So old Protender says, I got jabbed, so now my body will quickly recognize the spike protein on COVID. If it keeps me out of the hospital and away from a ventilator, I'm happy with it. All right, well, good for you, old Pretender. Look, I don't knock you guys for being afraid and for getting the jab because you're scared of what COVID may do to you. And you may or may not have underlying conditions. And I get it. Maybe you don't, but you just want to be safe. Like a lot of people in my family got it. My dad got it. A lot of people got it, you know? So like I said, I mean, they're not going to stop until everybody gets it, so I'm not going to be surprised.
My job as president is to protect all Americans. So tonight, I'm announcing that the Department of Labor
Here we go.
is developing an emergency rule to require all employers with 100 or more employees that together employ over 80 million workers to ensure their workforces are fully vaccinated or show a negative test at least once a week. Some of the biggest companies are already requiring this. United Airlines, Disney, Tyson's Food, and even Fox News. The bottom line, we're going to protect vaccinated workers from unvaccinated coworkers. We're going to reduce the spread of COVID-19 by increasing the share of the workforce that is vaccinated in businesses all across America.
This is cruel and unusual punishment.
My plan will extend the vaccination requirements that I previously issued in the healthcare field.
Sometimes I want to say stuff and I got to remember I can't. I shouldn't say it.
I've announced
I shouldn't.
we'll be requiring vaccinations on all nursing home workers who treat patients on Medicare and Medicaid because I have that federal authority. Tonight, I'm using that same authority to expand that to cover those who work in hospitals, home health care facilities, or other medical facilities. A total of 17 million healthcare workers. If you're seeking care at a health facility, you should be able to know that the people treating you are vaccinated. Simple, straightforward, period. Next, I will sign an executive order that will now require all executive branch federal employees to be vaccinated, all. And I've signed another executive order that will require federal contractors to do the same. If you want to work with the federal government and do business with us, get vaccinated. If you want to do business with the federal government, vaccinate your workforce.
Okay, so how many vaccinations is enough? Tell me that. Can we at least agree upon a set number? Can we just say it's one? Okay, one, no, two. Okay, two, 3. All right, three. All right, we good? 4. Come on, man. 4, 5. Stop playing. 5. All right. We got to get 5 jabs. I mean, we just got to get 5. That's what they say we need to do. Get 5 jabs. 15. When does it start becoming ridiculous to anybody else? I don't know. I was spooked yesterday because I got sick. I got a real bad headache and I got real bad nausea and I ended up regurgitating. And yeah, it wasn't pretty. But yeah, for a split second I was like, dang, what I get. But I feel a lot better now though. Let me go ahead and continue on with this because he said for employees of private companies for employers with private employers with 100 or more employees. Oh man, I think that's gonna affect me. Biden is reading straight from a big pharma press release. 22 jabs. I'm serious. Like, when is enough? Like, at what number? You tell me. You guys tell me in the comment section. At what number, if you got the jab already, at what number would you be like, no, okay, that's enough. That's too much. What number would make you feel that way? Because so far they've already said we need, for sure, like 3, right? The 2, and then the extra booster or whatever. They're saying that we probably gonna need, you know what I'm saying? So what, 4, 5, at 6, you're like, okay, I'm done. At 7, or you'll just keep taking them for as long as they say we need to take them. 22 shots and a half, 0.3. Let me go ahead and continue here because we'll never get through this if I keep interrupting.
And tonight, I'm removing one of the last remaining obstacles that make it difficult for you to get vaccinated.
What's that?
The Department of Labor will require employers with 100 or more workers.
There we go.
To give those workers paid time off to get vaccinated.
Paid time to get
No
vaccinated.
one should lose pay in order to get vaccinated or take a loved one to get vaccinated. Today, in total, the vaccine requirements in my plan will affect about 100 million Americans, 2/3 of all workers. And for other sectors, I issue this appeal to those of you running large entertainment venues, from sports arenas to concert venues to movie theaters. Please require folks to get vaccinated or show a negative test as a condition of entry into the nation's family physicians, pediatricians, GPs, general practitioners. You're the most trusted medical voice to your patients. You may be the one person who can get someone to change their mind about being vaccinated. Tonight, I'm asking each of you to reach out to your unvaccinated patients over the next 2 weeks and make a personal appeal to them to get the shot. America needs your personal involvement in this critical effort. My message to unvaccinated Americans is this: what more is there to wait for? What more do you need to see?
One thing I'm waiting for specifically is more time to go by for these studies. I want to know what effects this has, because to my knowledge, it seems like we're still finding out new stuff. Like, they're always coming out, oh, well, we just found out that this virus or this vaccine maybe can be mixed with this vaccine. We don't know yet. We don't know you know what I'm saying? So just a few things that I'm unclear about. I'm just saying. I know I sound a little bit ignorant, but I'm just saying there's a few things I'm unclear about, all right? I was waiting to see what kind of effect all this stuff has on you over time, because so far it hasn't been that much time since we've had these things. You know, then again, there's the argument that says, hey, we've always had mRNA vaccines and we know what the effects are. You know what I'm saying? So there's that side of it. You know, I don't know. It seems like they're still coming out with studies. And, at first they didn't even test it on pregnant women. And then, they were still finding out new information about pregnant women. At first they were telling pregnant women not to take it and people with allergies. And it just nobody knew exactly what the HD double hockey sticks was going on. You feel? So it's like that all the misinformation from the government is what made me feel like skeptical AF. You know what I'm saying? Like, the misinformation is coming from y'all. You started it. It trickled down. It starts at the top. You started this. What you mean? You know what I'm saying? So if people are confused, if people are a little skeptical, well, that's your damn fault. Be a leader. You know what I'm saying? Give people the right information. Don't bullcrap us. Yeah, exactly. Like, no. See, these people like Dr. Fauci, like, come on, man. No. See, they're the main reason people are skeptical.
We've made vaccinations free, safe, and convenient. The vaccine is FDA approval.
Yeah, it's FDA approved now. I guess that makes, that worked for a lot of people, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Which one should I take, y'all? Should I take the Pfizer, the Moderna, the Johnson & Johnson, the AstraZeneca, the biotech? Oh, wait, the biotech is the Pfizer. So, which one should I be taking? Leave me your thoughts on it. Did we ever answer the first question about how many shots it would take for y'all to be like, nah, I'm good? Leave me your thoughts in the comment section below.
Over 200 million Americans have gotten at least one shot. We've been patient.
Now we're trying to shoot
but
people.
Our patience is wearing thin.
Got enough gun violence in this country.
And your refusal has cost all of us. So please do the right thing. But just don't take it from me.
See, this is what I don't like and what I don't appreciate. They say they're framing this as if you, the unvaccinated, do not get this vaccine, then you are putting the vaccinated at risk. But they're vaccinated. Isn't that the whole point? If they ever come across somebody who isn't vaccinated, or who is, or whatever. But, again, if you are vaccinated, then you shouldn't be getting the vaccine in the first place. What is the point of the vaccine? What is the point? Wasn't the point to not get it in the first place? I'm just saying, like, wasn't that the point? Okay, that's not the point. That's not the point. Isn't that the point of any vaccine? Or am I tripping? Again, I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor, clearly. But these are all things that are running through my mind as a regular human person. Like, I don't get it. So we're taking this, but it's not guaranteed to be effective. All it really does is lessen the symptoms so that you don't end up in the hospital with severe symptoms, but then some people end up in the hospital with severe symptoms, and they call it breakthrough cases, but then there happens to be a lot of those breakthrough cases. So, I don't know. This whole thing is just screwy to me.
Listen to the voices of unvaccinated Americans who are lying in hospital beds, taking their final breath saying,
that'd be getting
only
me.
I'd gotten vaccinated.
That'd be getting me too. That'd be getting me too. Yeah.
It's a tragedy.
Yeah, when I see it, I'd be like, oh man, they using that against me. Ooh, you dirty Biden. Dirty Biden.
Please don't let it become yours.
Oh, dirty Biden.
Second piece of my plan is continuing to protect the vaccinated. For the vast majority of you who've gotten vaccinated, I understand your anger at those who haven't gotten vaccinated.
I don't.
I understand the anxiety about getting a breakthrough case. But as the science makes clear, if you're fully vaccinated, you're highly protected from severe illness, even if you get COVID-19. In fact, recent data indicates there's only one confirmed positive case per 5,000 fully vaccinated Americans per day.
See, they're talking about recent data. Recent data. Why is it recent? Because we're still finding all this stuff out. We're literally in an ongoing experiment right now. Not right now, but right now. That's how quick we are in the experiment. Let's see. Javier Chamorro says, when you take the jab, it raises your defenses against the virus, but with time, it loses effectiveness. That's why you need the boosters from time to time. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. That's why you need the boosters from time to time. My point is, from time to time seems to be a lot of the time. Let's see, it's not about the numer, it's about the frequency. Probably once or twice a year should be good. Should be. we'll see. We'll see. I mean, with all these different variants coming out, though, you meant number? Okay, I got you. But okay, with all these variants coming out, is that same booster going to be effective for this variant? And what about next month's variant and the next month's variant? So how many different boosters are we going to have to take? How many of these? And then can we mix them from different companies? You know, can I take the Pfizer booster and then the Moderna booster and be straight? Or will I end up with one of these breakthrough cases or illnesses that happen? You know what I'm saying? I just talked about one in the video, myocarditis or something like that, where it's like the inflammation of the heart, or the one where you have the blood clotting, and they say it's breakthrough cases, but it seems to be breaking through a lot.
You're as safe as possible. We're doing everything we can to keep it that way. Keep it that way. Keep you safe. That's where boosters come in. The shots that give you even more protection than after your second shot. Now, I know there's been some confusion about boosters, so let me be clear. Last month, our top government doctors announced an initial plan for booster shots for vaccinated Americans. They believe that the booster is likely to provide the highest level of protection yet. Of course, the decision of which booster shots to give, when to start them, and who will give them will be left completely to the scientists at the FDA and the Centers for Disease Control. But while we wait, we've done our part. We bought enough boosters, enough booster shots, and the distribution system is ready to administer them. As soon as they are authorized, those eligible will be able to get a booster right away in tens of thousands of sites across the country for most Americans, at your nearby drugstore, and for free. The third piece of my plan is keeping, and maybe the most important, is keeping our children safe and our schools open. For any parent, it doesn't matter how low the risk of any illness or accident is when it comes to your child or grandchild. Trust me, I know. So, let me speak to you directly. Let me speak to you directly to help ease some of your worries. It comes down to two separate categories.
Biden's going to ease our
children
worries.
ages 12 and older who are eligible for a vaccine now, and children ages 11 and under who are not yet eligible. The safest thing for your child 12 and older is to get them vaccinated. They get vaccinated for a lot of things. That's it, get them vaccinated.
And let me just say, I seen like a video or a picture or something like that of protesters who were like telling kids on a school bus to take their masks off, and they're like holding up signs or whatever. And one of the kids is flipping the protester off. I thought that was pretty funny. I don't think people should be, I don't think people should be bullying people on either side. I don't think you should bully people into wearing masks. I don't think you should bully people into not wearing masks. Just leave each other alone. If you want the vaccine, go get vaccinated. Go protect yourself. If you feel as though you're super susceptible, then you know dang well you should not be in certain places where you know people are not going to listen. But don't blame the people for not wanting to take something that's foreign to their bodies, something that's intrusive to their nature. Don't blame them and bully them into doing what you want them to do just because you're afraid. Don't make your fear their fear, is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense for people to be bullied one way or the other. And I don't understand why people are so polarizing on this. Like, you can have two opinions. Like, you don't always, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you're either PO'd all the time at people who aren't getting vaxxed or don't wear masks, and you're like, oh, I hope they all die. It's like, what? What is wrong with you? Like, I don't understand. Like, there's doctors or supposedly doctors and nurses that are refusing care to some people or something. Did y'all hear about that? Or am I tripping? There's like they're like walking out of the hospitals because they just can't do it anymore or something like that. Like, it's too much for me, folks. People are super polarizing. It doesn't make any sense.
As with adults, almost all the serious COVID-19 cases we're seeing among adolescents are in unvaccinated 12 to 17-year-olds, an age group that lags behind in vaccination rates. So parents, please get your teenager vaccinated. What about children under the age of 12 who can't get vaccinated yet? Well, the best way for a parent to protect their child under the age of 12 starts at home. Every parent, every teen sibling, every caregiver around them should be vaccinated. Children have 4 times higher chance of getting hospitalized if they live in a state with low vaccination rates rather than states with high vaccination rates. Now, if you're a parent of a young child, you're wondering, when will it be the vaccine available for them?
And here's another one of my irritations. I'm sorry. Look, every single time I see a story on YouTube or on social media or on TV about vaccinations, it's always like, you see just like an arm, right? And you see like them getting the jab, you see the needle, and you see like a doctor's with the doctor glove, and they're giving a jab. Every single picture and thumbnail about vaccinations, I have to see that picture. And I don't know if that's strategic marketing or mind control. I don't know what they're trying to accomplish with that, but it's not making me want it anytime sooner. It is not making me want the jab, folks. That is working the opposite way. I don't know what they're trying to accomplish with that, but it's not working for me. It is not working for me. I'm sorry. Let me get back into this. A long story short says, did you go to Jimmy Dore segment yet? No, I didn't get to the Jimmy Dore segment yet. I wanted to get through this, but I keep interrupting. I'm sorry. My bad. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Let me try to get back to this. We'll wrap it up. Just a few other things I wanted to mention. All right. Sorry. I got a little bit of time.
I strongly support independent scientific review for vaccine uses for children under 12. We can't take shortcuts with that scientific work. But I've made it clear I will do everything within my power to support the FDA with any resource it needs to continue to do this as safely and as quickly as possible. And our nation's top doctors are committed to keeping the public at large updated on the process so parents can plan. Now to the schools. We know that if schools follow the science and implement the safety measures like testing, masking, adequate ventilation systems, which we provided the money for, social distancing, and vaccinations, then children can be safe from COVID-19 in schools. Today, about 90% of school staffs and teachers are vaccinated. We should. My administration has already acquired teachers at the schools run by the Defense Department, because I have the authority as president of the federal system, Defense Department, and the Interior Department, to get vaccinated. That's authority I possess. Tonight, I'm announcing that will require all of nearly 300,000 educators in the federal paid program, Head Start program, must be vaccinated as well to protect your youngest, our youngest, most precious Americans, and give parents the comfort. And tonight, I'm calling on all governors to require vaccination for all teachers and staff.
Teachers and staff.
Some already have done so. We need more to step up. Vaccination requirements in schools are nothing new. They work. They're overwhelmingly supported by educators and their unions.
I remember getting vaxxed up for school.
And all school officials trying to do the right thing by our children. I'll always be on your side. Let me be blunt. My plan also takes on elected officials in states that are undermining you in these life-saving actions. Right now, local school officials are trying to keep children safe in a pandemic while their governor picks a fight with them and even threatens their salaries or their jobs. Talk about bullying in schools. If they'll not help, if these governors won't help us beat the pandemic, I will use my power as president to get them out of the way. The Department of Education has already begun to take legal action against states undermining protection that local school officials have ordered. Any teacher or school official whose pay is withheld for doing the right thing, we will have that pay restored by the federal government 100%. I promise you, I will have your back.
All right, we're going to hold you to it.
The fourth piece of my plan is increasing testing and masking.
They've been talking about that
From the
forever.
start, America has failed to do enough COVID-19 testing. In order to better detect and control the Delta variant, I'm taking steps tonight to make testing more available, more affordable, and more convenient. I'll use the Defense Production Act to increase production of rapid tests, including those that you can use at home. While that production is ramping up, my administration has worked with top retailers like Walmart, Amazon, and Kroger. And tonight, we're announcing that no later than next week, each of these outlets will start to sell at-home rapid test kits at cost for the next 3 months.
At cost?
This immediate
Only
price
at
reduction
cost?
for at-home test kits for up to 35% reduction. We'll also expand free testing at 10,000 pharmacies around the country. And we're committing $2 billion to purchase nearly 300 million rapid tests for distribution to community health centers, food banks, schools, so that every American, no matter their income, can access free and convenient tests.
That's for sure.
This is important to everyone, particularly for a parent or a child with a child not old enough to be vaccinated. You'll be able to test them at home and test those around them. In addition to testing, we know masking helps stop the spread of COVID-19. That's why when I came into office, I required masks for all federal buildings,
yes,
and on federal lands, on airlines, and other modes of transportation.
Which vaccine should I get, y'all? Which one should I get? Pfizer, the Moderna?
Tonight,
which one should I get?
I'm announcing that the Transportation Safety Administration, the TSA, will double the fines on travelers that refuse to mask. If you break the rules, be prepared to pay. And by the way, show some respect. The anger you see on television toward flight attendants and others doing their job is wrong. It's ugly.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
The fifth piece of my plan is protecting our economic recovery. Because of our vaccination program and the American Rescue Plan, which we passed early in my administration, we've had record job creation.
He's wrapping it up, y'all.
Administration.
He's wrapping it up.
Economic growth unmatched in 40 years. We cannot let unvaccinated do this progress, undo it, turn it back. So tonight, I'm announcing additional steps to strengthen our economic recovery. We'll be expanding COVID-19 economic injury disaster loan programs. That's a program that's going to allow small businesses to borrow up to $2 million from the current $500,000 to keep going if COVID-19 impacts on their sales. These low-interest, long-term loans require no repayment for 2 years and can be used to hire and retain workers, purchase inventory, or even pay down higher cost debt racked up since the pandemic began. I'll also be taking additional steps to help small businesses stay afloat during the pandemic. Sixth, we're going to continue to improve the care of those who do get COVID-19.
He's still counting.
In early July, I announced the deployment of surge response teams. These are teams comprised of experts from the Department of Health and Human Services, the CDC, the Defense Department, and the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, to areas in the country that need help to stem the spread of COVID-19. Since then, the federal government has deployed nearly 1,000 staff, including doctors, nurses, paramedics, into 18 states.
Have you seen any of these
Today, I'm announcing that the Defense Department will double the number of military health teams that they'll deploy to help their fellow Americans in hospitals around the country. Additionally, we're increasing the availability of new medicines recommended by real doctors, not conspiracy theorists. The monoclonal antibody treatments have been shown to reduce the risk of hospitalization by up to 70% for unvaccinated people at risk of developing severe disease. We've already distributed 1.4 million courses of these treatments to save lives and reduce the strain on hospitals. Tonight, I'm announcing we will increase the average pace of shipment across the country of free monoclonal antibody treatments by another 50%. Before I close, let me say this.
Say it, Ryan. Say it.
Communities of color are disproportionately impacted by the virus. And as we continue to battle COVID-19,
with the community,
we'll ensure that equity continues to be at the center of our response. We'll ensure that everyone is reached. My first responsibility as president is to protect the American people and make sure we have enough vaccine for every American, including enough boosters for every American who's approved to get one. We also know this virus transcends borders. That's why even as we execute this plan at home, we need to continue fighting the virus overseas, continue to be the arsenal of vaccines. We're proud to have donated nearly 140 million vaccines over 90 countries, more than all other countries combined, including Europe, China, and Russia combined. That's American leadership on a global stage.
Meanwhile,
and that's just the
beginning. Our own citizens over.
We've also to ship another 500 million COVID vaccines, Pfizer vaccines, purchased to donate to 100 lower-income countries in need of vaccines. And I'll be announcing additional steps to help the rest of the world later this month.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
As I recently released the key parts of my pandemic preparedness plan so that America isn't caught flat-footed with a new pandemic comes again.
Here we go, folks.
As it will.
It's coming to a conclusion.
Next month, I'm also going to release a plan in greater detail. So let me close with this. We've made so much progress during the past 7 months of this pandemic. The recent increases in vaccinations in August already are having an impact in some states where case counts are dropping in recent days. Even so, we remain at a critical moment, a critical time. We have the tools. Now we just have to finish the job. Truth, with science, with confidence.
With mandates.
And together, as one nation. Look, we're the United States of America. There's nothing, not a single thing we're unable to do if we do it together. So let's stay together. God bless you all and all those who continue to serve on the front.
All right, thanks, Biden. Thank you, Biden. Everybody, yeah, thank you to the service members. We get you. All right, so, okay. In conclusion, folks, I'm just going to read a little bit here. This is just a little bit of what Joe Biden was talking about. President Joe Biden is, at this point here, already addressed the nation today, outlining the administration's next steps in the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. The president is expected, or already has laid out his plan to mandate vaccines for federal workers, contractors, and private companies with 100 or more employees. Federal workers, contractors, and private companies with 100 or more employees. So it's a mandate for private businesses on to private citizens. Let's see. The Pentagon recently mandated vaccines for all U.S. service members and defense contractors after Pfizer's COVID vaccine was approved by the Food and Drug Administration, or the FDA. The United States is still mired by a pandemic that has lasted almost 2 years, with several states still struggling with crowded hospitals and dwindling staff. President Biden and federal health officials dubbed the current outbreak the pandemic of the unvaccinated. It went from the Chinese virus. It comes from China, okay? It's a Chinese virus, okay? To it's a pandemic of the unvaccinated. As the states with the lowest vaccination rates suffered the worst outbreak. So just blame shifting, just, okay, it's the Chinese virus, it's their fault. Oh, it's the unvaccinated's virus now. It's just the pandemic of the unvaccinated. Well, if it's just a pandemic of the unvaccinated, why are you mandating vaccines? If it's only the unvaccinated, if you can get it after still taking the vaccine, I don't know. That, to me, that just kind of screwed your whole point over. The only thing I will say is they say that your severe symptoms will be lessened if you take a vaccine, or I heard if you've even had COVID before. So I don't know, but there's also some people that say, hey, but after you've had COVID, you got these long lasting effects that, you know, people have to deal with after they've had COVID. I don't know, folks. I don't know, folks. All I got to say is on this subject, be safe. I'm not a doctor. Don't listen to me. Listen to your doctors. Listen to your better common sense, you know what I'm saying? And do what you think is right for you. You know, just stay safe. Wash your hands, please. Wash your hands. Cough in your elbow. Sneeze in your elbow. Don't do it in your hands and then go give a brother dap or a handshake. Don't do that. And then you go touch your steering wheel and you go drive home and then you touch your keys. And yo, am I back on? Live, like my phone got warm. It said my phone got warm. Am I back? Okay, I'm back. That's crazy. All right, see. Anyways, here we go. Am I back? Okay. Let's go on to the next story, y'all. Before my phone decides to cut out again, because I don't know what's going on. I just want to know what's going on with Jimmy Dore and somebody honking like a maniac outside my window. God. Apparently Jimmy Dore is taking ivermectin? Question mark? I put a question mark because I'm not sure of the specifics of the case, but I want. Oh my God. Living in the ghetto, I wanted some clarification on this because I was watching the Vanguard, and this leads into the part about the Vanguard. They made a video saying, hold on, let me get to the, oh, these people outside are crazy, yo. They are crazy. So, the Vanguard, we know them, we love them. Well, some of you guys love them, some of you guys don't. They made a video recently, just streamed and Joe Rogan controversy about Joe Rogan taking ivermectin. Okay, Ashura says, what's up, Ashura? Somebody says, Dore has been prescribed the human version of the drug, which you can buy prescription from a doctor. Yeah, I get you. Okay, so yeah, this is the thing. So apparently, Jimmy Dore, as Ashura just said, Jimmy Dore was prescribed ivermectin. And there's multiple versions of ivermectin. There's the kind you get for the animals and the kind you get for the humans. Well, he was prescribed the human kind. And I guess some people are giving him flack for that. They use the horse paste theory. Yeah, I'm wondering, oh my God, these people outside are just ridiculous. Man, I wish I was in New York because I'd yell out the window, shut up. All right, so let me see here. Let me just go and point out that this video that the Vanguard just posted, and I don't have time to get through the whole video, so we might have to come back, or I'm just gonna hit the important parts. This video got 230 likes and 330 dislikes. There's a bunch of comments. The first me is listening to his doctor. He says his doctor is the one that prescribed it to him, talking about the ivermectin. Why are you invested in being dishonest and talking about this? First comment on their page, the ratio speaks volume, FAQ. Look at this, just people just go to their page, go to this video, and you'll see all the comments. Even in their live was a bunch of people, you know, saying, hey, I'm unsubbing, or hey, I disagree. You guys are fascist, because they actually go on to say, and let me say, excuse me, my acid reflex messing up. Zach in particular goes on to say that he's actually for vaccine mandates. And we just saw Joe Biden speech in which he outlined his plans for vaccine mandates. You know, so it's so weird that like so many people are willing to go along with that line of thinking, that line of reasoning. Like, you know, I just don't understand. Let's see, even when you Google it, that's what comes up. Two versions. The mainstream media is running the horse theory. Yeah, so they're making it seem like it's just all horse paste, or it's just all the horse version of ivermectin. Oops, my bad. Jimmy said he was taking it during his Rogan appearance. Okay, there we go. Vanguard reliably suck from Jules Vega. Yeah, so they get into this whole thing where they're talking about ivermectin, and they're saying that no, they weren't wrong about it. They stand by their stance, and people are giving them all kind of crap about it. People, you know, they even go as far as to say, hey, I don't care if you unsub, you can unsub if you want. And people actually go in the comment section like, well, I'm unsubbing. Thanks very much for that invitation to unsub to your channel. So it's just funny, and it's crazy because Zach goes on to say he doesn't care. Like, he thinks you should literally force people, like hold them down by force and like stick a vaccine in their neck. That's crazy. And some people are saying, hey, you know, are you guys fascist? What's up? Like, you know, like what's going on? You girls are selling out. Rick Clark, why they gotta be girls? You girls are selling out because that's what you're doing right now. Enlighten us a little more. It's just as therapeutic. Let me see. Just all comments that I'm reading. Ivermectin stands on its own. Don't let the idiots soil its years of service. Yes, because apparently they prescribe ivermectin. It's for parasitic worms. Apparently, it's for parasitic worms. But the doctors actually prescribe this. I think I got another super chat. Let me see if I can get back to that. Long story short, thanks for the super chat. The guy for vax mandate is calling people fascist. Who? Wait, you talking about Zach? You talking about Zach? Is he calling people? Well, I mean, vaccine mandates, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, they're so up in arms about other instances of fascism. Yeah, so that makes sense. Like, you can't be for one. You're asking me, the guy for vaccine mandates is calling. No. What he's saying is he's for vaccine. I'm saying he's for the mandate of vaccines. So people in the comment section, in the live comments and in the regular comment section of that video are calling him fascist. They're calling them, what did they say? What did they said something, fascist guard or something like that. There's a lot of people in their comment section that's giving them a bunch of crap for this video. I'll go ahead and play a little bit here. Let's see if we can get to some good parts.
Diligence and checking to make sure regarding ivermectin. You know, there's apparently this hospital that they said was, you know, full of patients of ivermectin overdoses, and the shit turned out to be false. So a lot of people pointed to that and say, oh, this is like Russiagate. That's what Dore said. But you guys have to keep in mind that was a false story.
It was like Russiagate. That's so they're calling Jimmy Dore out because Jimmy Dore likened it to Russiagate. Okay.
The reality of what's going on the ground in this country, what's going on in the hospitals, in ICUs, which are in fact filling up largely because people aren't taking the vaccine. Not that that's the only reason, and not that I'm placing the blame necessarily, but it's just the reality.
So before, the problem was when the virus first came out, it was everybody getting it. It's a global pandemic. It's terrible. Everybody's ended up in the hospital. Now it's just everybody who's unvaccinated is ended up in the hospital, but it's still terrible. It's like a bunch of people are still ending up in the hospital. So here we go. Let me just.
You think it is irresponsible to use your platform to basically advocate for anything other than go get the fucking vaccine. That's just how I feel.
That's how he feels. Yeah. How was that cut out? Can't hear you, Zach. Can't hear you, Zach. So, okay, so they go on, and I'm gonna just try to, because their audio cut out. So they go on to call out Kyle Kalinske as well, because Kyle Kalinske, I guess, gave a softball segment on the Joe Rogan situation about him taking ivermectin. They're saying, well, you know, how could you not go hard on Joe Rogan when he, you know, he was bashing the whole virus thing before and he wasn't taking it seriously, and now, you know, all of a sudden, you know, you don't give him pushback on that. So a lot of people were saying they agree with that. Let me see. I think their whole audio cut out. Oh, here we go.
I think that's fair. Anyway, would you two be willing to speak with Pierre Corey, who tweets patients with ivermectin? I think would be a healthy debate, get the other side of the argument. I'm not sure about that person in specific. I know that there are a lot of people that feel differently about this, though, and it's not like I think those people are all morons and jackasses and grifters, et cetera. You know, I respect a lot of those people, like our friend Franco from Frank Analysis. I know he has a very different opinion on this than we do. So, you know, I would be open to engaging with people with other opinions. We might have to do it on Rockfin exclusively because YouTube doesn't, is very censorious when it comes.
Let me see if we can get to the other part here. I think it's like,
realize how
it gets towards the end. Let me see.
Yeah, about logging.
Let me see if we can get to the part.
For sure. But anyway, take care.
Did they jump in with other people?
Yeah, you guys are working on?
I see the.
Places like Texas, obviously. And it's.
Let me see here.
I have a whole host of criticisms of AOC and the squad. And
let me see. Let's read some comments here. Stats on ivermectin versus vaccines. I got the vax. I'm fine. Deaths by ivermectin 25 years is 14. Deaths from the vax itself over the last 6 months is over 20,000. It saves lives, but not inherently safe. That comment is from Santino Ryder. James Walker says Biden adds new meaning to the term drone strike. Uh-oh.
You know, while I think that, 100% we should be fighting for equality across the board, right? Gavin and I are not the kind of leftists that'll be like, oh, let's throw like this fucking minority group under the bus so we can get good shit. Like, that's never going to happen.
I want to get to the part where they talk
President,
about the mandate.
You shouldn't be like leaning into those issues necessarily. Would you agree with that though?
Depends on what you mean by leaning into those issues, right? Like if I'm running for Congress and I'm knocking on doors and I'm talking to an individual, like, yeah, I mean, and they say, oh, do you support this? Like, then of course I would say yes. But, it's kind of like Bernie Sanders with his like, oh, do you think everybody in prison should be able to vote? And he's like, yes. And they're like, do you think the Unabomber should be able to vote? And he's, or not the Unabomber, what was it? The guy that did the Boston Marathon bombing was that they asked him about. He's like, oh yeah, I think that he should have the right to vote. He's an American citizen, whatever. Hey, we're locking him up and he should have the right to vote. And that was a horribly unpopular thing that I happen to agree with. So yeah, in those kinds of instances, I don't think maybe you should be putting it to the front of your campaign slogan. But if I'm running for Congress.
Here we go. Somebody in their live had said around this point, this is from John M_NMN, or at Phenomenal Mysticism. It blows my mind that many left pundits ostensibly understand the grift of Big Pharma, yet don't put two and two together when it comes to suppressing alternative treatments. My point exactly. You could be so smart and intelligent and informed and enlightened about all this different lefty stuff, but then when it comes down to the most basic of, it's like you totally missed the ball on that one. COVID killed my brother, uncle, niece, and grandson. I'm sorry about that, Bluebell. Yeah, you guys know I lost my grandmother to it. Peter Lindbergh said, but that's how the American media landscape seems to work to a large extent, in my honest opinion. Yep. So here we go.
I will put like, yeah, I support, radical police reform. I support Medicare for all. Like,
stories every week, about 140, 100.
Get to that.
He's like, oh yeah, I think that you should have the right to vote. He's an American citizen.
Let me see.
Black and brown communities in our country.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so folks, we're gonna move on from this subject.
Okay, it may have disappeared.
I'm not finding the specific part where he does say that. I wanted to.
And thanks for the 999. Shout out to Miss.
But that was
They're
like
exercising their
that kind of blew my mind. I was like, really?
ship. But in real.
Conservative Baker before.
But again, that's what fear does. Fear will make you,
clearly.
Fear would make you want to make you do things, but like it makes you want to mandate stuff. Fear makes you and then they put people against people. So you don't want to catch it, or they tell you that this person is gonna harm you by them not making a decision. That decision therefore affects you. No matter how you play it, it still affects you. So then that makes that person will be like, well, screw that. Then this person needs to do this so that it won't affect me. But you're infringing on that person's rights by you being afraid, by you being in fear. You know what I'm saying? So that's where mandates totally miss me. You missed me with the mandate talk. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. You just did. Now when it comes to wearing masks, keeping safe, now private businesses can do what they want. As long as it's not, again, infringing on anybody's, inherent rights. You know what I'm saying? You can always choose to leave a private business. You know what I'm saying? But as far as just working, doing your day-to-day activities, like you not bothering anybody, I don't think your rights should be infringed in any way. So trying to force somebody to take a shot or you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't agree with that. I just don't agree. Let me see. Here we go.
Rogan's mouth on a myriad of topics, not just COVID or ivermectin or anything like that, but like, yeah, dude, really just the best way to get over your health is just sit in the sauna, dude. All those heat shock proteins, man, they're gonna make you live forever, dude. Or like, oh, you really should just start running hills in barefoot running shoes. Okay, like he just has a way of like fucking getting in the dude bro public consciousness, right? And then with Jimmy, like we're in the bread tube sphere where we have constantly agreed with Jimmy for months. Now we have a disagreement with the guy. We have to fucking articulate it because that's kind of the fucking premise of our shows. We like critique the new media. So anyway, that's why we've been doing that. And then my last comment on Kyle is I think that, yeah, he does round that out really well at the end. I think he makes a lot of really good points. Obviously, the vaccine, like the big problem that I have is it's like, I don't give a fuck if you personally take ivermectin, just also get the fucking vaccine, okay? Like, then you're not a real hazard to fucking everybody else around you. Like, it's the people that are trying to take ivermectin in lieu of the vaccine. That's where I like get pissed off. I'm like, no, you're still a public hazard. Like, still going to be fucking making it so that people
You're a
are
public
risking
hazard.
their death to be around you. And if it's preventable, I think we should, yes, mandate that. That's unacceptable. So you can, live in a fucking private community in the woods, or you can fucking get on the same page as the rest of us.
Wow, that's the part that I wanted to bring to you guys. Zach said, you already said, he said, yeah, when it comes to mandates, I think we should mandate it. Otherwise, you should just go live in the woods somewhere. What? Well, hold on. Hold.
People that are trying to take ivermectin in lieu of the vaccine, that's where I get pissed off. I'm like, no, you're still a public hazard.
You're a public hazard. You're a public hazard. That's what people like Gavin, I'm sorry, not Gavin, Zach. That's what people like Zach think about people who choose to take ivermectin but not the vaccine. I just don't. Wow, that's pretty strong to me.
Still going to be fucking making it so that people are risking their death to be around you. And if it's preventable, I think we should, yes, mandate that. That's unacceptable. So you can, live in a fucking private community in the woods, or you can fucking get on the same page as the rest of us. I'm sorry, that's unpopular.
Yeah, that is what it is.
Sorry, that's unpopular.
Thank you, John McKinney, for the 9.
So there you have it, folks. That's the main part. Let's see. Where are you gonna go on Savvy Sabs? Savvy Sabs was supposed to hit me up, and she never got back to me. Let's see. No time to yes. They ignore that vaccinated people can still be positive and infectious. Exactly. Everybody's ignoring that. That's just convenient for them to ignore, right? So idiotic. Yeah, exactly. They should just keep their mouth shut about subject they clearly know absolutely nothing about. At least when I know absolutely nothing about a subject, I let you guys know. All right. So Ashura says, so, well, wait, hold on. So are we going to mow the unvaccinated like in Resident Evil? Oh, goodness gracious. Are they vaxxed? How are they risking, if they are vaxxed, how are they risking death? From Jules Vega. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to move on from the subject, folks. You guys know where I feel about this. Keep yourself safe. I don't agree with the mandates and the bullying. And that's what he's doing here. Zach is bullying people, saying that he's for mandating vaccines, or you can just go live in the woods somewhere and just get away from people if you don't want to get on the same page. Like, that's a pretty douchey move to me. A pretty douchey thing to say. And of course, somebody like him would just say, hey, well, I think you're a douche for putting everybody's health at risk by not getting something injected into your body to protect me. You don't see how ridiculous that sounds? Like, that sounds really ridiculous. You need to inject something in your body so that you don't infect me. Not that I'm going to inject something into my body just in case I don't know what you got, so you may give it to me. But if I got this injected in my body, I'm safe. No, that's not enough. They want you to get the injection so that there's... All right, my bad, folks. My bad. Phone got hot again. Let's see. James Walker says vaccinated people will have less severe symptoms apart from the ones that die. WTF. Yeah, so I'm going to move on from this. There's a couple more I wanted to mention, folks, before we go ahead and end this. It's about 4 o'clock now. Okay, so check this out. Jackson Hinkle, Nick Brana, and Paula Jean Swearingen were arrested protesting for housing rights. So I wanted to let you guys listen to a little bit of the details of that. If you guys didn't already know, if you did, good for you. That's fine. But I think that it deserves, a little bit of cover, So if you don't mind, I just want to take the time to let you guys listen to the video real quick.
Welcome back to the stream. It's good to have you all here.
This isn't the one. Let me see. This is the actual live stream that he did right before, Jackson Hinkle did right before he got, not right before he got arrested, but the day of. Let me see. Here we go. They posted a video on The Dive with Jackson Hinkle on his channel. Arrested at Occupy Congress with Paula Jean Swearingen, Nick Brana, and Martin Gugino. And this is a video of somebody explaining exactly what happened, and then they go into Jackson Hinkle's speech.
Hey guys, Zayna Day here from the People's Party. Jackson just got arrested along with Paula Jean Swearingen, Nick Brana. I'm here holding down the fort. We're not leaving. We're gonna see what next steps are and see what's gonna happen next. So I'm waiting to hear word and waiting to see what happens. But yeah, they carried off Nick Brana, Jackson Hinkle, Paula Jean Swearingen.
Wow.
for simply using a bullhorn on the steps after telling us that we couldn't wear our red bandanas.
Look at how many police they got.
Not more than 20 people. And the funny thing is, when I was here on the steps, when Cori Bush was here, they had microphones, they had bullhorns, they were out speaking on the steps, but we are not. Apparently, we don't have the same privilege.
No. Look. Pete. For what? For what? For what? Our house. Look, Nick going up.
Our house.
That's Paula Jean, Jackson, Nick Brana. Nick Brana takes over.
Our house.
And then shortly they come after him too.
Our house. Our house. Our house. Our house.
Look, there we go. They get Nick, and they getting somebody else too.
Hey, you guys don't push him over. He's not a pushover.
He's not a pushover. Look, and then they get this guy too.
Yeah, they better be. Yay, Marcus!
Marcus, they got Marcus. Look. Look at how many police they got there. See? Crazy.
Now!
And then Jackson goes into his speech. If you guys want to listen to Jackson's speech, you can actually view this video for yourselves. It's on his channel. I'll see if I can leave it in the description for you guys. But yeah, it's one of the first. Let me see. It's one of the first videos on his channel, and he goes into his speech there. Awesome speech by Jackson. And yeah, so they got arrested there. Him and Nick Brana, Paula Jean Swearingen, MPP members. And well, apparently it was just, you know, for the short time they're out now, they're fine. Nobody needs to worry, anything like that. But yeah, that's how far they will go. You know, they told them that they couldn't wear their red bandanas. You know, it has something to do with the workers in Appalachia, you know, some inside thing with Appalachian workers. But they were told that they can't wear the red bandanas, or more than 20 people couldn't wear them or something like that. So, and then they said that they couldn't go up there and speak with their megaphones. It's just all ridiculous stuff. Like, you know, these people are protesting for housing and human rights. Like, they're not bothering anybody. You got so many cops they had there. Like, really? Cops there like it was a BLM protest or something. Like, Jesus Christ. Excuse me. So I thought that was crazy, folks. Jackson Hinkle, Nick Brana, Paula Jean Swearingen, all of these people, you know, from Movement for a People's Party that were there, anybody who was present at that, you know, during that, I just want to salute you and say thank you for doing the hard work, for taking the time out of your day to do this kind of stuff, for the people that filmed it, for you guys bringing that information to us, and for fighting for human and housing rights. I really appreciate it. I'm sure a lot of my supporters do as well. Yeah, and let me see. A few more things, just a couple more things I wanted to go over before I officially end this live. We got the October strike coming up. Just as a reminder for you guys, the National General Strike on October 15th, 2021. 35 days, 7 hours, 54 minutes, 34 seconds, and counting. All right, folks, so if you are able to take part in this, I strongly advise you go to octoberstrike.com, and they give you information about what they're trying to accomplish there. Let's see, some of their goals include 25% corporate tax rate, no loopholes, free healthcare for all, 12 weeks paid paternity and maternity leave, $20 minimum wage, 4-day work week, which I think is awesome. Stricter environmental regulations on corporations, bans on single-use and microplastics, and limited emissions. If you support any or all of our goals, stand in solidarity with us on October 15th by taking off work. And they give you more information here about if you can't take off work, or you know, if you're scared or anything like that. And let me just say, do what you feel as though it's necessary for you. I wouldn't, you know, this all came about really quickly. So if you feel as though you can't participate in this one, that's understandable. You know, a lot of people need our jobs, and we just can't take time off of work like that. Like, I had to take yesterday off because I was really sick. And I'm like, I need to make that day up. I'm already like, I need to make that day up because I need all my shmoney. So again, this is octoberstrike.com. And interesting enough, if you go to contact, they have the tabs there, home, resources, about, and contact. If you click on contact, let me see. My computer's acting real slow. Of course it is. Okay, it's really not moving. Okay, so what I was gonna say is if you click on contact and you go to they actually have a space where they have their Twitter or whatever. One of their tweets, or one of their last tweets, was them actually in cooperation with Fred, or not in cooperation, but they retweeted Fred Hampton Leftists, and Fred Hampton Leftists has something going on called the General Strike Summit, I believe, which is like a 3-day long live stream that they're going to be doing. So you guys should check that out, definitely. I'm going to try to check that out myself. My computer's acting really stupid right now. I guess everything is just hot in this room. I need better equipment for sure. This is an Apple computer. That's the crazy part. So I don't know what's going on with that. But anyways, folks, October strike is coming up, October 15th. And also, one of the other stories that I wanted to go over, which I'm going to go over shortly. Good news, this is a short article. Justice Department sues Texas over new abortion ban. Yes, the Justice Department is suing Texas over the new abortion ban. If you guys don't know, Texas, or I guess the Supreme Court actually ruled in favor of a new Texas law called the Heartbeat Bill, in which they ban abortions, effectively banning abortions for if a woman or whatever is pregnant over 6 weeks and up, then she can't get the abortion. If it's 6 weeks or below, apparently she can. But a lot of the times women don't know that they're pregnant at that time. Sometimes they end up with complications that prevent them from meeting that time deadline. So they end up being after 6 weeks, and then they can't get the abortion. So that's kind of crazy here. So again, this is going to be from NPR. It says the Department of Justice has sued the state of Texas over a new state law that bans abortions after about 6 weeks before most people realize they're pregnant, all but halting the procedure in the country's second largest state. The lawsuit says the state enacted the law in open defiance of the Constitution. The act is clearly unconstitutional under long-standing Supreme Court precedent, Attorney General Merrick Garland said during a press conference Thursday afternoon. Those precedents hold, in the words of Planned Parenthood versus Casey, that regardless of whether exceptions are made for particular circumstances, a state may not prohibit any woman from making the ultimate decision to terminate her pregnancy before viability. The Justice Department is seeking a permanent injunction against the law. Garland noted the law deputizes private citizens to serve as bounty hunters authorized to recover at least $10,000 per claim from individuals who scheme and said it has thus far had its intended. Because the statute makes it too risky for an abortion clinic to stay open, abortion providers have ceased providing services, he said. This leaves women in Texas unable to exercise their constitutional rights and unable to obtain judicial review at the very moment they need it. Experts said the Texas law is among the most strict in the nation, in part because it allows private citizens to sue anyone perceived to be helping patients obtain abortions and doesn't make exceptions for cases involving rape or incest. Several other GOP-led states have announced they are considering adopting similar measures. So this bill does not make exceptions for rape or incest. A woman can literally be raped by her father, brother, cousin, uncle, whoever. And if it's after the 6 weeks, they're going to be forced to have that baby. Absolutely incredible. That's incredible, but that's just monstrous though. Like, really? That's crazy. That's crazy. And mind you, another big point of this heartbeat bill is that it enables private citizens. It gives them the right. It basically deputizes them to make all kind of frivolous lawsuits against people who are suspected in aiding and abetting abortions in the state of Texas. And they could be from California. They could be from Nebraska, Maine, New York, wherever. And they can sue somebody in Texas if they even suspect somebody is aiding and abetting abortion. And she's after 6 weeks. So this puts limo driver, whatever kind of driver you're, taxis, Uber drivers, Lyft drivers. And Uber and Lyft already came out, the companies actually already came out and said that they would basically have their drivers' backs. If they're ever sued or anything like that, they will pay all the fees and everything. So that was pretty good on Uber and Lyft for doing that. Let's just continue here with the article. Here we go. Let's wrap it up. The Justice Department case may be designed to slow some of that momentum. The federal lawsuit follows heavy pressure from congressional Democrats who have urged Garland to use the full force of the Justice Department. We urge you to take legal action up to and including the criminal prosecution of would-be vigilantes attempting to use the private right of action established by that blatantly unconstitutional law, wrote House Judiciary Chairman Gerald Nadler, a Democrat in New York, and 22 other Democrats. Last week, the Supreme Court allowed the Texas law to go into effect over dissent from Chief Justice John Roberts and Justices Stephen Breyer, Elena Kagan, and Sonia Sotomayor. President Biden called the court's majority opinion an unprecedented assault on a woman's constitutional rights under Roe v. Wade, which has been the law of the land for almost 50 years. Yep, so there we have it, folks. Justice Department sues Texas over new abortion ban. We'll see where this one goes. I think it's absolutely disgusting that they're forcing women to carry these babies, even if they're raped, or even if it's a product of incest, and it's absolutely incredible. It's monstrous that they're allowing private citizens to sue anybody in the state of Texas who they think is helping somebody with an abortion. Like that's crazy to think about. We're already a litigious society, and then we got to add this to the mix. And the clinics and hospitals are already seeing cases of women not calling in anymore since the law has taken effect. So they've already pretty much proved or accomplished what they set out to accomplish, and that was all these women getting abortions. And so now these women are forced to either not have it, or they got to go out of state to get it done, or they'll take matters into their own hands, try to do an abortion themselves, and possibly hurt themselves or kill themselves trying to hurt or abort the baby, basically. So that's all, folks. In the infamous words of that's all, folks. Leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. Like this video, share, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Make sure to hit the notification bell so you get notified when I do go live and when I do post videos, because YouTube may or may not let you know. So you may as well hit that bell. You may as well subscribe. And until next time, folks, find all my information down below if you want to keep in touch. And do some kind rewind. Love, peace, and light, folks. Catch you guys on the next video. Thank you for joining me. All right, I'm out.